good? How's it going, guys? Welcome to the event, Taylor Showcase. We're called Favorite Son. This is Ramon. This is Andres. This is Joseph. These guys work in the warehouse. Joseph's a businessman and is more successful than the rest of us. So he doesn't work here, but it's all good. My name's Cooper. We're going to play a couple more songs and then we'll get into it. But if you haven't already, got some waters out there. There's beer somewhere in here, and you're welcome to all of it. If you haven't gotten one and you want one, let me know. When we start the video, I'll go grab you one. This song is called Cactus Flower. I do it in a lot of the demos, but it's an actual song too. Woke up, missed you like I loved you in a dream. Desert's cold and blue, cactus flower pink. Everything I saw today is so surreal. I can't comprehend the things that I feel. So I beg, oh, and I pray, even though I don't know it is I look to, only you, yeah. Oh, 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 I miss you, I loved you in a dream. Desert's cold and blue and cactus flower pink. Everything I feel about you is so real. It's overflowing from me, I can see. So I beg, oh, and I pray, even though I don't know who it is I look to, only you, yeah. So I beg and I pray, even though I don't know who it is I look to, Thank you. Was Mr. McKee here yet? God, where's Chris? He's supposed to be up here. He's going to do Barry Manilow up here. So right now I'm playing something that JR, where's JR? I'm right here. There he is. JR sent this to us, a little Adirondack Top 517, and then we got 914 with Sinker and Cindy. That's the new Taylor GS. Yeah, that's the one. And then we're getting into Cajones this year. That's new for the 50th anniversary. That's a Coco Bolo back and sides, I think, on that one. I worked around here for such a long time to seek out the feeling that's so hard to find. I can't imagine just where I would be if I stayed in school, stopped watching TV. Now I got to add things to my resume. All kinds of words, both unique and cliche. Now you can't imagine how hard it can be. Have all these blank pages and nothing to say. Now I can't wait. Well, I can't wait. Scenes of cowboy vineyard. I got the means of a new graduate, so I justify taking time to judge. If I don't break even, so things bust. So in this seclusion, I say under the illusion that this is my year. You can't imagine how hard it can be to show your whole self for exposure. Now I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you. Want to do one more? Okay. Or we're going to do one more for you. The song is called Copenhagen. Hey girl, don't you know that I'm the boy that you need? Don't make big, baby, don't you make me plead. I got a ways that I can love you, no one else can touch. The way that you push me away, girl, it's so much. Such a shame that we can't be. Such a shame that you don't see. My heart's been broken and stolen, beaten and cheated and taught to damn flop, yeah. Such a shame we can't be what I want. That we do, they are real, they are true. Why do you let this wall stand between me and you? I got things to tell you, baby, you don't want to miss. By the way, my heart lingers just waiting for your kiss. It's such a shame we can't be. It's such a shame that you don't see. My heart's been broken and stolen, beaten, cheated and taunted and flaunted, yeah. It's such a shame that we can't be what I want. They separate us like the moon and the sun, and your stubborn heart keeps telling you, ooh, that I can't be the one. When you put your hand in mine, everything it feels so right and we both know that I should be the one kissing you tonight. It's such a shame that we can't be. Such a shame that you don't see. My heart's broken and stolen, beaten and cheated and taunted and flaunted, yeah. Such a shame that we can't be what I want. Thank you very much. What's our favorite son? Joseph, Andres. My name's Cooper. That's Ramon. It's video time in just a second. I hope Chris is here. I swear to God, he better be here. But if not, we'll get some music on. It'll be happening in just a second. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you for coming.
Taylor Guitars was founded in 1974 by Bob Taylor and Kurt Listug, and over time has grown from a small guitar shop into a world-class manufacturer of premium acoustic guitars. Headquartered in El Cajon, California, Taylor employs close to 1,500 people and crafts guitars in its state-of-the-art factory complexes in El Cajon and Tecate, Baja California, Mexico. The company also owns and operates a European distribution and service center in the Netherlands and co-owns an ebony mill called Krielekam, located in Cameroon. As a guitar company, Taylor is widely recognized as an industry innovator for its pioneering development of modern manufacturing techniques, bringing incredible precision and consistency to the guitar-making process and redefining craftsmanship in the modern era. Driven by a passion for guitar innovation, Taylor continues to set new standards of playing comfort and sound quality. As a result, Taylor is one of the world's best-selling acoustic guitar brands. But it wasn't always that way.
I made my first guitar when I was 16 or 17 years old, and I made my first guitar just because I wanted a guitar. Didn't have money to buy one. I thought, hey, I'm in wood shop, I'll make a guitar.
Well, I was going to college, didn't know what I wanted to do, and a friend of mine from high school got a job working on guitars at this place called the American Dream. And so I thought, wow, that sounds really cool.
I found the American Dream music out in Lemon Grove
Right after I started American Dream is when I met Bob. Bob came in maybe within a week of me.
So after high school, I talked my way into the doors and got a workbench.
And he'd just get work done really quickly. That's what I remember about him. Everyone thought he was pretty talented.
But after about a year of both of us working there, Sam Radding decided to sell the business.
My friend Steve and we started putting together a plan to buy the shop. And I approached my dad to see if he'd loan me the money. And he said, well, do you know how to make guitars? I said, well, no, not really. He said, well, okay, who does? Who's a good guitar maker? I said, well, Bob Taylor, he's a good guitar maker. He said, well, okay, if you could get Bob to be your partner, then your mother and I would consider loaning you the money. So then Steve and I approached Bob and said, hey, we want you to be our partner.
At the time, Bob was 19 and Kurt was 21. Things didn't exactly get off to the most promising start.
We had a big flood that came into the shop. It was just a disaster.
Well, the place was built, there wasn't good drainage. Then that first full day, the day after we bought it from Sam, it was raining, it was October, and we came in and the place was flooded.
It was all a disaster, but we loved it.
On top of that, Bob, Kurt, and Steve weren't allowed to retain the name of the business or its phone number. And in only a few short months' time, the company was out of money.
We bought it on October 15th, 74, and by December we were out of money. I always want to do things the legal way, the right way, so I actually hired everybody that was self-employed. So very quickly we paid everyone, for 40 hours a week, overtime.
We started with an investment of about $10,000 and we went through that really quickly.
Because the three founders didn't have the rights to the American Dream name, they needed a new name to put on the peghead of their guitars. And Taylor seemed like the best fit.
Bob's a guitar maker. Right away, it seemed natural, Taylor. It's an American name. Sounds like an American guitar. But also, that early decision was the first of many decisions like that where you each have to find your role.
The early years were a struggle for the business. Among other challenges, the music landscape was changing. Acoustic guitars weren't popular, and the whole acoustic guitar industry suffered. Taylor Guitars struggled to stay afloat through any means necessary, including taking on instrument repair work or cutting wood for local woodworkers. Kurt routinely loaded up his Volvo to drive across the country, selling guitars to dealers, racking up tens of thousands of miles, while Bob stayed in the shop to build more guitars. Bob and Kurt survived with the help of family and friends, but went without a paycheck for quite a while.
It was 8 years before we paid ourselves anything, so the first 10 years were pretty rough, but we loved it.
After some recurring business differences with third partner Steve Schemmer, Bob and Kurt decided to buy him out. They were now ready to build the company on their own terms. By 1984, after 10 years of business, Taylor had doubled in size and was gaining traction. With Bob and Kurt now in a true 50-50 partnership, business was looking up. Word of Taylor Guitars continued to spread. With more big names in music taking note and sales improving, Bob and Kurt set their sights on expansion to a new shop located just 10 minutes up the road in Santee, California. Along with this, they saw the impact that new technologies and machinery could have in the factory without losing any employees, and decided to make the investments necessary to increase production and business. One pivotal moment around this time was Taylor's purchase of its first computer numeric-controlled milling machine, also known as a CNC mill. Bob had learned about these machines from electric guitar maker Tom Anderson, the first person to use them to make electric guitars. Bob would be the first person in the acoustic guitar industry to use them, starting in 1990. Computer-controlled milling brought unprecedented precision and consistency to the guitar-making process, and would later enable other important innovations, such as Taylor's patented neck design, originally called the New Technology, or NT, neck. The design brought more stability and accuracy to the neck setup, enabling micro-adjustability over the lifetime of the guitar in order to ensure optimal performance. Its introduction marked the first major design advancement to the acoustic guitar in a century.
It was important in that it allowed us to make a perfectly straight neck that was at the perfect angle to the guitar body each and every time. I believe when we started the NT neck, we were at somewhere around 70 guitars every day. So the company had grown a lot.
Along with CNC machinery, Taylor's continuing investment in tooling and engineering led to a variety of non-traditional machinery to improve the guitar making process. This included laser technologies to assist in the cutting of guitar tops, backs, sides, and other components. Other technological innovations included UV curable finish and later robotic buffing and finish spraying. Soon the company moved its factory to an even larger space in El Cajon, California. In 1994, Taylor celebrated its 20th anniversary with the release of a new body style, the Grand Auditorium, which became enormously popular and helped fuel company growth. In the late 1990s, Taylor opened a second factory just 40 minutes away in Tecate, Mexico, initially to assist in the production of its guitar cases, followed by the Baby Taylor and other guitar models. At the end of 1999, the company was on track to produce 38,000 guitars that year, a far cry from its early days. The year 2000 saw the company turn its attention to acoustic amplification. In 2003, Taylor introduced the Expression System, the first acoustic guitar pickup of its kind. Designed with guidance from Sir Rupert Neve, a pioneer in professional audio recording, the magnetic expression system amplified the sound of an acoustic guitar in a natural way to produce a more musical, amplified voice. The pickup system has continued to evolve into what it is today. Taylor is also active in fostering the next generation of musicians and guitar builders in the community. As part of the San Diego Music Foundation, Taylor has placed thousands of guitars in the San Diego community, benefiting over 55,000 students. The company is also active in national organizations like Little Kids Rock, Guitars for Vets, and many others. Along with its commitment to music education, Taylor sponsors woodshop classes in high schools across the country, providing materials, teacher training, and instruction to students to nurture the next generation of craftspeople. Taylor currently sells guitars through an active dealer network that includes hundreds of retail locations in North America, along with international distribution to 60 countries. Around the world, Taylor presents a variety of in-store events and exhibits at festivals and trade shows, all in an effort to connect with retailers and the public. With years of sweat equity behind them, Bob and Kurt have dedicated themselves to planning for the future and continuing the company's heritage of guitar-making innovation in the decades ahead. Through a series of events, Bob was introduced to a talented local guitar maker named Andy Powers. It wasn't until a few months later that the light bulb went off.
After about 35 years of doing business and seeing 40 and 45 years approaching and knowing that at some point in time I won't even be here, I began thinking that I needed somebody to really take the guitar building aspect to the next level beyond what I could do. I really made a list of a lot of impossible things for this person to be, like 20 years of experience and less than 30 years old. Incredible guitar builder, incredible guitar player from San Diego, knows the history of guitars. All these things I wrote down, and one day I met Andy and was able to just put a check by every one of these things that I'd hoped for. He made a commitment to Taylor, and he literally is the best guitar builder I've ever met in my life. Far better guitar builder than I am, and I believe that Andy will be a powerful force and probably the greatest influence in the guitar industry in his career.
Andy Powers joined the company in 2011 and immediately made an impact. Applying his guitar design expertise to create our Grand Orchestra body style and bring many other tone-enhancing refinements to the Taylor guitar line. As Taylor's master guitar designer, he developed player-friendly 12-fret grand concert designs, including our small body 12 strings, along with the Academy series, the GS Mini Bass, our patented V-Class bracing architecture, our Grand Pacific body style, the Builder's Edition collection, along with many other groundbreaking designs. With each new design, Andy has given the world another compelling reason to play a Taylor guitar and expanded the expressive range of our instruments in playability and sound. In recognition of his important role as Taylor's next-generation guitar architect, Bob and Kurt invited Andy to become a third ownership partner in 2019, setting Taylor up for a bright future as a guitar innovator. With Andy at the helm of the guitar design process, Bob was free to turn his attention to forest stewardship initiatives and the pursuit of sustainable practices, including planting trees for the future. One important area of focus has been transforming the ebony trade in Cameroon, where Taylor co-owns and operates the Krilikam Ebony Mill. Taylor's improvements to the sourcing and milling processes have brought enrichment to the local community, ensuring that ebony is legally and ethically sourced and processed. Taylor has also encouraged a change in ebony sourcing practices for the entire musical instrument industry, encouraging other guitar makers to reduce waste by using ebony wood that contains color or variegation, which had traditionally been rejected. For Taylor's efforts with ebony in Cameroon, the company was honored by the United States Department of State with the prestigious 2014 Award for Corporate Excellence. Taylor has also funded groundbreaking ebony research and planting initiatives in Cameroon. As the co-owner of a Hawaiian company called Siglo Tonewoods, Taylor is also actively involved with native forest restoration in Hawaii, including the future planting and cultivation of koa trees that eventually will be able to supply wood to Taylor and other makers of musical instruments.
I haven't actually achieved the project of growing wood, but we're getting closer and closer all the time. So my work in Cameroon and now in Hawaii really keep me incredibly motivated. How we use wood in the forest, how we treat the people who live in those communities, how we take care of the forest, and how we grow wood for that day when I'm gone and Andy's on his own. Where's the wood going to come from?
Yet, even with the success that the company has experienced, Bob, Kurt, and now Andy are excited about the prospect of building a better future.
We want the company to keep going into the future. How do we continue growing? How do we provide meaningful work for people? How do we provide an honest, ethical work environment where people are treated fairly? And that's actually sort of what drives me even to this day, is how can we achieve more success for the company?
One of the biggest questions that Kurt, Bob, and Andy faced as they looked to preserve the future success of the company was who should succeed them as owners. Who would be best equipped to lead the company forward and preserve Taylor's values and culture of innovation? The answer came in January of 2021 when the three of them announced that they had transferred 100% ownership of the company to Taylor employees through an employee stock ownership plan, also known as an ESOP. The ownership transition gave each of Taylor's employees a more direct stake in the company's future success. That announcement was followed in May of 2022 with the news that Andy Powers would assume an expanded leadership role as the company's president and CEO, while continuing as chief guitar designer, with Bob and Kurt shifting to roles as senior advisors and co-chairman of the Taylor Guitars board. At a company gathering soon after the announcement, Andy spoke to Taylor's employee owners about their shared commitment to making great guitars for years to come.
We want to have a purpose, and that purpose is to build great guitars and put them into the hands of musicians. Now, alongside with that, we want to build a great company. And that was something that felt particularly new and special when Bob and Kurt and I partnered together all those years ago. Well, I've spent my whole life pursuing how to build a great instrument. And so have they, but they've also taken this step to go, how can we build a great company with these guitars and provide not just for the musicians and for audiences and for our dealers and suppliers, but how can we provide for our employees? How can we provide for this community that we call now Taylor Guitars? And as the guitar builder, now president and CEO, it's a great thrill and an honor to continue carrying that torch into our future generations with the guitar as our purpose and our passion and as the means to do good business while we do good.
People often ask me, what I would like to be known for, what's the legacy? And if I were to sum it up in one sentence, I would be pleased if people said, he left guitars in better shape than he found guitars. And that's what I'm hoping to achieve.
I don't know that Kurt and I have ever been more proud of what Taylor Guitars has become.
When I first saw that video, I thought, I'm fired. Like, I couldn't come up here and tell the history and do all that. There's no way. Like, that's just perfect. I think my job is going to be just driving around.
I can
with the
find out.
projector.
JR only had 3, and we took 2 of each, but I can.
Wait, what was that?
What, Cooper?
He doesn't like that one that we got?
What are you telling me, Josh?
Why?
I'm on this side? Okay, I'm on this side now. And you're over there.
What did I
And that's
just-
your microphone.
What did I just hear?
You heard Cooper, who doesn't know he has a mic
Oh,
on.
he wanted the Koa one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Naked Gun.
I can find out.
I've actually done that with a lapel mic. We almost did that. Actually,
I'll ask JR.
okay, Cooper's not here. I'm going to tell a quick story before we get started. We were at Taylor a few weeks ago, and they filmed us the whole time we were out there. We got some cool footage. Did anyone see our interview with Andy Powers on our YouTube channel? So that was very cool. And with Scott Paul, the man with 2 first names. But we were lapelled the whole time, and we were fed very, very well. And at some point, you have to use the restroom, right? And we were literally going from one room to the next room to the next room, wearing these lapel mics with cameras everywhere. And Cooper just, like he did just now, leaned over. He's like, "I have to go to the restroom." I'm like, cool. We were hearing you, Cooper. So now I'm telling on you. So he went in there and he tried to be as quiet as he could. And then someone went in the stall next to him and blew up the bathroom. So
Okay.
I'm going to beg someone from the production team to give me that audio, just so that we can end the video with it.
I don't think they edited it.
We should have it.
You don't want that audio.
All right, you're here.
Why'd
I'm
I
here.
get the tall one?
I don't know.
I'm a short stool guy.
So am I. How's it going, guys?
Man, okay, so you guys, we're a little late, right? So we're gonna skip over the whole presentation part, especially like, I talk about history, right? We covered that, right? We talked about, the progression, Andy Powers joining the company, the 50-year anniversary next year, right? So it's really a good time for the remainder, probably the next 15 minutes, just to answer questions, things that you guys are thinking of, not to put you on the spot. But you've got the expert here. I don't need to come here for there to be experts. There's multiple experts here at Alamo Music, and obviously 2 of them are sitting right next to me. So fire away. Any of those burning questions that you guys have.
Yeah, this is like a live Reddit AMA right
That's
here in
right.
the front row.
Are there going to be 50-year anniversary models coming out?
There are. I've already seen them, and they're always subject to change. But yeah, there's some tasty things
neat
coming.
stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
What do you want to see?
Well, I love Koa, so anything with Koa.
You'll probably see some Koa.
You're gonna see some Koa. We have our standard lineup, right? We have limited editions, right? We have special editions, which are little special editions. Basically, we'll take orders for like a window, and then we're done. We have exclusive models, like you guys have done a really successful run of those, and then we have anniversary models, which are sort of like limited, like an offspring of limited models. So yeah, we haven't had an anniversary in a while. When I started, it was the 30th anniversary, and so next year will be 20 for me and 50 for Taylor.
Well, last year was the 49th anniversary, but nobody cares.
Isn't somebody? I think there's like a 190th. Martin's doing their 190th anniversary.
Yeah, pretty soon we'll come up on 100 here. So.
Yeah. When is it? What's the year for 100 here?
The 29.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, crazy.
So pretty cool.
Crazy. Wow. Yeah.
But there's like a quasi 95th anniversary. Hello. With our picks.
It's because it's in the.
Hello. That's all right. It's whatever.
Yeah,
It sounded like that, huh?
it's Barry White.
Can't get enough of your.
Yeah, so we did some picks. What he was talking about, when we were at the factory, this is going to come out. This hasn't come out yet on our channel, but for our kind of 95th anniversary, we went to the factory. We picked out woods with Andy Powers in their kind of wood selection room, and it was really cool because we've both done this at other manufacturers, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you go in and you pick out some woods, and the wood guy's there. He's like, good, that's a good selection. But with this, it was really kind of collaborating with Andy, and we'd say like, here's this wood, we're thinking this body shape, what do you think, what would you put with it? And he'd come up with some ideas, and then sometimes we'd go, what do you think of this? And he'd go, yeah, in the excited Andy Powers way. My favorite part was we were doing a guitar, it's the Myrtlewood guitar, I think, that he's like, I really would like to put a cedar top on this guitar. Can we put a cedar top on this guitar? And I felt like saying, sure, Andy Powers, master guitar designer, CEO of Taylor Guitars, I'll let you put a cedar top on this guitar. So those are going to be coming sometime next year, and we've got video of us picking out the woods for that and all that stuff. So those are pretty cool special guitars that are coming.
Yeah, you guys have been to all the factories, right?
No, not all the
I
factories.
mean, you've been to a lot of them.
We've been to a lot of factories, yeah.
So we have the best Mexican food of all the guitar factories.
Better than Pennsylvania, yes.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's a hot take, but I'll die on that hill all day long.
So, questions? More hands that went up. No?
I am married. That's usually a question. Yes, sir.
Cool thing, Monday, I was out at the Babcock site, and I spoke with Chris and Blake, and kudos to them. They took very good care of me.
Great.
So please, a round of applause for them.
Thank you.
We expect that at
The
Alamo.
814 Builders edition. So my question is, and this is putting you on the spot,
Fine.
is there anything better?
Honestly, I mean, I've said that a few times in my time at Taylor. This is the best Taylor guitar that we've ever made. I said that about the K14 CE Builders Edition. That was the spruce top koa back inside. That was the first Builders Edition ever, right? If you remember, that came out in 2018. And then the 814 CE Builders Edition came out. So the 814 CE Builders Edition, personally, this is a personal preference. The word best is just ridiculous to say. But what I love about it is it's Grand Auditorium, which is anything ending in a 14. That's our most popular body shape, right? So you can dig into it, you can get a lot of volume, but you can finger pick. It's real versatile, right? It's got an Adirondack spruce top. An Adirondack is the highest volume ceiling. So if you want a big, loud guitar, a lot of times with soundboards, we kind of compare them to electric guitar amplifiers. So if you play electric guitar, when you're selecting your amp of choice, the question is how loud can I turn it up before it'll break up or it'll distort, sound like a distortion pedal. But with acoustic guitar soundboards, it's how hard can I play it before it kind of starts to compress or kind of squish. So Adirondack has the highest volume ceiling. So you get the rosewood back and sides, Addy top, we call it Addy, that's lingo, that's, you're in the know now. And then all the Builders Edition secret sauce, right? You got the chamfered edges, every part of the guitar's rounded over and soft, right? Even the bridge, the cutaway has the bevel. It's just the Godot tuners. I mean, it's everything. Andy describes the Builders Editions as kind of the director's cut. I don't know if anybody still buys DVDs. I do. So you have the theatrical release, and then you have the extended version. So that's what the Builders Edition is. So I think it's the best, but we make over 100 models. We have exclusive models, and pretty soon you're going to be able to play pretty much all of them you'd want to play tonight, and you can decide what's the best.
Good answer. That was very political and yeah. Very good. Very good.
I'll be running for office. Just kidding. No. Great question. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What do you think is the best Taylor guitar?
Ooh, the one that's
probably
my custom guitar. Actually, if the house was on fire, the custom, I have a custom Taylor. That's not the one I would pick. It's my older Taylor, which is my 914C.
The Chris McKee.
That's been on the channel that we based some guitars that we made on. But no,
like that one.
Yeah, and that one's kind of an amalgam of the two of them. So I think for me it depends. If I want to play most of the stuff that I play, which is like very open, not like kind of big chord fingerstyle type pieces, then I will usually grab my 914 or a guitar like that, like the Builders Edition 814 that you bought, Dwayne, or I'd love 914 still, or anything kind of in that range, which is going to be spruce, or sometimes cedar or redwood, because it rings and I don't have to really play it hard. I can play it real soft and it responds with some kind of really rich tone wood. If I want to play blues, I reach for a 517 Builders Edition. So
sounds like you're making a case for multiple guitars.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah,
no.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm an enabler. You need multiple guitars. They're all different, and every single one of my guitars is different. Every single one, all my electric guitars, all my acoustic guitars, because they're tools. Actually, okay. For those of you guitar players, here you go. When your spouse goes, do you need another one? I stole this from Jason Isbell, and you can steal it from me. Someone asked him, so when did you become a collector? And he goes, an artist doesn't collect paintbrushes, man. So there you go.
That's a cool answer. I like Sammy Davis Jr. one time was asked for change. He's like, you got change for a 20? He's like, 20 is change, babe. So that's a line of stuff. What's your favorite Taylor?
I like that one I played tonight.
It's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah. So recently I've been in a big mahogany mood and a mahogany dreadnought mood. I dig the 517 Builders.
I love the Addy top on it. 'cause
Mahogany.
That's what I'm talking
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
Wait, say that one more time, more slowly.
Mahogany.
I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't played that yet. I'm really anxious to.
I brought it out for this. It was still in a box downstairs, and I was like, let's get some interesting stuff. It's very, very nice. I like it, and I'm a natural top fan. JR always says if you're gonna get one, get the Wild Honey Burst. I don't know about that.
It sells better.
That's fine. I'm a Natty fan, and you're a natural top fan.
I am.
Okay, JR will video chat with us or send us these videos, and he's got like 8 guitars in the background, and they're all natural.
All
They are.
natural finishes.
Yeah, I got kind of painted into a corner, a natural corner, and I can't, like, I see blue and green guitars that I like, and I'm like, I can't buy it. I'm kind of stuck in, but I love it. So
It just came naturally.
It's a collection,
It came
yes.
naturally.
Yes, I'm a
Yeah,
natural.
that's-
I couldn't resist.
So I dig the 517. I think for me, big fan of the Grand Concert 12 frets as well.
Yeah.
I kind of like this. I mean, we get to play everything that comes in usually, and different stuff hits you on different days, right?
It's true.
But there were some catch guitars this year that blew my mind.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah, there was some good
We
stuff.
blew our minds.
I don't know. It switches up all the time. I'm a sucker for 812 CE 12 fret. I like that one.
Yeah.
But I have a GS Mini Walnut that I play more than any other guitar that I have. So
Same.
maybe buy that's got to be the one, I guess.
That's the Cooper signature model. GS
Yeah.
Mini Walnut.
You get the 914. I get the GS Mini. But
Works for me.
You can make a strong case the GS Mini is our quote, best guitar because it's just a sneaky, amazingly loud and booming guitar for a little guitar, right? And so the GS Mini is a short scale, right? It's 23.5-inch scale, right? But it's got a bigger sound hole, and you can't really tell, but it's the biggest sound hole that we make, and it's strung with medium strings. And so when you play the thing, they feel like lights, but that scale, makes them feel kind of slinky. So yeah, it's boomy, and it's a small guitar, and it's portable.
when are you guys going to make an all-solid GS Mini?
We did. It was the GT
Oh,
Urban
it was the
Ash.
yeah,
but we didn't
okay.
call it a GS Mini. I lost that argument. But no, I think the GT was the solid wood GS Mini. I played solid wood GS Mini prototypes, and honestly, like I think a standard GS Mini is better. Quote. The solid wood didn't do much for the GS Mini, believe it or not.
When are you guys going to bring back the 510?
They're out there. They're out there.
We had a question
There's
over
a lot
here.
of those out there.
Yes, I have an old NS-72.
There you go. Nylon string. Yeah.
I wanted to know what kind of new innovations or new technologies are you all doing for the new series of nylon guitars that you have coming out?
Great question. And you said it exactly right. He called them a nylon string guitar, and so do we. We call them nylons. We don't call them classicals, right? Flamenco guitars. True classicals have really wide necks, right? Wide nuts, right? So usually 2 inches or more wide, and they're also no radiuses. So when you play those guitars, the fingerboards are flat. They're flat. Right, and so steel string players, when they play those guitars, it kind of feels really, really awkward. So we wanted to make a steel string feeling guitar with nylon strings, but wildly popular. So we do have classical guitars in the works. I don't know when it's going to happen. We actually shipped a few prototypes accidentally to these guys.
Yeah, we
a few
talked
years
about
ago.
that in that interview with Andy.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I don't know if you know, I'm just going to out your shipping department and sales department right now, Andy. But we got 2 of your guitars, and then I very stupidly gave them both back when we realized I shouldn't have had them in my hands. And they were really, really nice, but they were more classical guitar.
They were true classicals.
Yeah, they were
Andy
true
makes-
classicals.
Yeah, if you Google Andy Powers before he came to Taylor, I mean, you'll see some amazing things. He's made mandolins and arch tops and all kinds of cool instruments. But yeah, his classical guitar is amazing. And again, it's a smaller market, right? And so when we tool up for something and when we build something, we're always looking for home runs, right? But there's all kinds of things that we know we can sell, but we're not a sales-driven company, and that sounds kind of weird. I mean, at almost 20 years at Taylor, if the sales department comes to product development and goes, we know in San Antonio we can sell a pink 12 string. I guarantee it. We can sell a lot. And they were like, well, that's not it. The greatest example of how we're driven is the 8-string baritone, right? We make that, we dig it, and we're like, you know what? This is cool. We're gonna run with this. And do we sell a ton of them? We don't. But we really, really like that. So I love how we're kind of motivated more with, the guitar side of things, and then sales has got to figure out how to sell it. So that's how it works.
Which is weird because the last time y'all did the 326 8-string, people keep asking me for it, and I have to tell them that we're out.
Yeah, again.
Just make it a standard model.
We should, and I get overruled in that, but it is available in custom, and these guys know all the tricks at Alamo Music on how to make a custom guitar that's one of a kind, one of one, so to speak, not too expensive. So I hope we answered your question that true classical guitars are in the works. Everything that we do gets sort of prioritized, and so we have so many ideas that we don't always get to them. So I hope to see something in the next 10 years, hopefully. I know that's pretty safe to say, 10 years, right?
Well, I wasn't really looking for a true classical, just looking to see what you're doing with your Nylon series that you have now. Like the NS72, it's a hybrid, and it's great.
Sure.
I love it. And,
sure.
I'm just ready for an upgrade. I've had it for 20 years, so.
All right, well,
I had to look at something that's similar, but not a classical. I mean, I have classical guitars, but just looking for the hybrid that you built and that you have now. Just what are some new nuances, new technologies? Why would I want to buy one? Those, why isn't the NS72 good enough?
I'd say that the NS72 is good enough. I think you put all these years into it. It's opening up and it's sounding amazing. So I mean, my solution to every problem is to sell somebody a new guitar, right? And so I think the NS that's a good thing to talk about. So we released an acoustic series at Taylor. Bob Taylor was overseas at a trade show, and somebody came up to him and said, "Hey, when are you going to start making real guitars?" And he was like, "You want a piece of me, man? What are you trying to say?" But in other markets, a real guitar has no cutaway and no electronics, right? And so we came up with this acoustic series, right? So if somebody wanted an 814 with no cutaway and no electronics, it was called a GA8, Grand Auditorium 8, but it was appointed differently. It had dot inlays and cream binding. It didn't look anything like an 800 series. So we finally realized once we were shipping 90% of those guitars with electronics that the acoustic series was sort of, didn't make sense. The NS was part of that, so we converted the NS into a 712 CE nylon or a 714 CE nylon. So if somebody came to me and said, I have an NS72 CE from the early 2000s and I'm looking to upgrade, I'm going to show them an 812 CE nylon or an 814 CE nylon. That'll knock your socks off. What's different? The bracing hasn't changed very much between then and now. Really, the biggest, innovation difference would be the electronics. So we have changed the pickup over the years. So.
Yeah, the one that has a Fishman, and the electronics really work well with nylon, with steel string?
Yeah, so the Expression System N, ESN, so it's voice for nylon string, so it's not the same as our other things. So yes, and it's absolutely designed for nylon string. Great question.
What is currently available with nylon strings?
So you can do a 312 and a 314 CE nylon, and you could do an 8. So I believe those are the only two. We're not doing a 4. We're not doing a 4 right now.
No,
and we're not doing a 5. Yeah.
JM still in there?
And we did ship one of the Jason Mrazes.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. So we do have a kind of an interesting nylon here right now. When we're done, if you want to play it, I can grab it.
It's a dead ringer for an NS72 CE. Yes, and it says love on the
fingerboard. We had a
You'll
question back here.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Modell talking, but any chance of revisiting solid body electrics? Or?
Yeah, for sure. There's a little side project that Andy has just kind of started, and there is a Powers Electric. And so very few have shipped, and they selected dealers. Thank you for bringing that up too, because it's my favorite conversation with these guys. But they picked bigger markets, right? They wanted to pick 8 dealers that were in the biggest cities.
You could have said that a much nicer way.
I'm just, hey, I moved to San Antonio. I could have moved anywhere in Texas, and I decided to move to San Antonio. So, but yeah, there's just. Last time I checked, there's more people in the whole DFW area than there is in San Antonio, but I thought that's not true, right? San Antonio
worse
has a lot
people.
Of people. Alamo Music will be included in the second wave of dealers, guaranteed. Because this is the decision. Alamo Music has 100 and how many subscribers?
100 and almost 60,000.
160,000 YouTube subscribers, and let's give them 10 years of their YouTube channel. Come on, you guys. And if you go back. And you look at these baby-faced folks 10 years ago, and then the sound.
I was still bald with a beard back then.
But everything has just gotten better. You guys have really, worked hard to improve.
And you know why?
There. Why?
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh Barrera. Yeah, man.
Man Squatch.
So basically, to put a button on that, if Alamo Music did a video for Powers Electric, we wouldn't be able to deliver those orders, right? So Sweetwater isn't a dealer either. So let's relax.
So I will say this: we played them at the factory. That's the first time we had hands on. I've been incredibly impressed. They're very different. It's like an offset body. Everything is bespoke. It's made in house. The tremolo bridge is made in house. The knobs are, what is it? It's like surfboard resin.
Yeah.
That they've
And I will tell you
it's
this.
very cool.
When we went to the factory, we saw them with like a drill press cutting out the switch tips. Sorry.
And he stole a piece.
I stole one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't tell JR that.
They did tell us
There's
when we were
video
out there.
footage.
Taylor's so good at manufacturing, but Powers Electric Guitars, they're making, at the time, when we were there a few weeks ago, 1.5 guitars a week. And I'm so anxious to carry them, I just said, so what do I have to do to get the half-size guitar?
Need that
So
half
I'm doing
guitar.
1.5.
So is it a sub-brand of Taylor, or is it its own thing?
It's Taylor Guitars, but it's its own thing. So obviously, still the
That's not an
resources
answer.
and everything. But remember our Taylor? Remember our Taylor guitars?
Yeah.
So that was the same concept, right? It's a different company within Taylor, but it's kind of a passion project for Andy Powers. So it's kind of exciting. So a lot of the answers we're giving are, why are we doing this guitar? Why are we building this? Is because Andy is passionate about it, and I love that.
By the way, as far as sub-brands, when we dismiss, something I want y'all to look out for is that there's another sub-brand item over there, which is pretty cool. It's an amp that comes with a guitar. It's called Circa 74.
That's right.
I'm anxious for those to actually start being available outside of the custom one. But it's very, very cool amp, so take a look at that. And there's also products for your kitchen that they're doing. So, they're just branching out. Eventually, it's going to be a Taylor car.
The cutting boards?
Yeah, the Stellafalone cutting boards and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're nice.
yeah.
So we haven't known each other long, but I have telepathy. I can read minds. Who wants to play some guitars very soon?
I think I would.
All right.
Yeah.
The questions will not end. Okay, we're going to be hanging out until we do have one more question. Yes.
I'm the enabler here.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so
we
much.
love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a question. I loved in the video they talked about the sustainability effort.
Yeah.
I was curious if you had any more info on the Urban Woods projects.
Yes, absolutely. So you've seen our ash, right? The Shamel ash on the 324C Builders Edition.
You love to show your ass.
The ash is fun. I mean, I don't know how many Telecasters that are made of ash. It's a great wood, right?
Yeah.
So we also have ironbark, right? And we're preceding a lot of these woods with the word urban, right? And so urban can mean a lot of different things. What it means for what we're talking about here is the trees that are in these communities, they need to be removed sometimes. Sometimes they pose a safety hazard, or they're breaking up concrete or whatever. And so they used to just go get carted away and turn to mulch or whatever else would happen with them. We found with West Coast Arborists, it's a company in Southern California, they take these trees and they rescue them. And there's think about it's like a Costco of just amazing tone woods, untapped tone woods. So there's a lot of synthetic materials that guitars are being made of right now, and there's a lot of great ones. I mean, if you play some of these guitars, they're awesome. Bob Taylor has said many times that we will always make our guitars with wood. There's too many great woods out there to not build guitars with wood. So yeah, it's neat. So the Ironbark is the new 500 series. That's a eucalyptus, and it's a dead ringer for really rich mahogany, very, very cool wood. So yeah, we're excited about that. There's a lot. You see the ebony on our fingerboards and our bridges. They're not always jet black, right? And that's something we use all the ebony. So again, we could do a 2-hour presentation on just sustainability, or just our neck, or just our electronics, bless you. But we try to kind of distill it down. So yeah, we're gonna definitely do that.
Well,
Yep.
if I could plug the YouTube channel one more time, we did an interview with Scott Paul about that. And, he was previously with Greenpeace, and now he's at a guitar company that makes guitars out of wood. So I was like, wow, okay, that's an interesting pairing. But his answers in that video were pretty eye-opening, both for the urban wood projects, but also what they're doing with traditional tone woods with koa and mahogany and other things. So.
Yeah, Bob's planting trees he's never gonna see. Think about that for a second. It takes a long time for these trees to grow. So, I have a living trust for my family, and that's it. I'm not thinking beyond that. So he's definitely securing the future for the guitar industry. So great questions. And I don't want to cut you guys off. I want to get to the playing if that's what you want, but we'll sit here and answer questions all night.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Is it the Academy series, right? That's a series, the AD 20.
Well,
That's
the AD, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, American Dream Academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are those solid wood or lamination?
All solid, and it's a great question. We don't say laminate at Taylor, we say layered wood, and it's like, oh, you Californians, whatever. But to that point, all of our guitars are made of wood. So even like a GS Mini Koa, that is a Koa veneer, inner and outer Koa veneer with a center layer of poplar. So it's always wood.
On the back and sides and solid top.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, always Taylor guitars always have a solid top. But the American Dream is made in our El Cajon factory. Everything that's made in our El Cajon factory, USA, is all solid wood. Yeah, top, back, sides, solid wood.
Yeah, I had mine a walnut one.
We have them. They're very cool guitars.
I know a guy. Let's make it happen.
Before we get to the plan, I shouted out Josh and also where's John? Josh and John are the ones that made the room look nice and ran everything.
Yeah.
And they're also behind all the videos, so I just want to thank them. And also, they're the best. And also, we are here, but there's another special guest here who's a gold level certified technician.
That's right,
Casey Jones, who is probably, he has most likely worked on a guitar of yours if you're a regular, but for Taylor's, the person to go to for anything you need, and also any other guitar or anything. He's the wizard, but in terms of Taylor, we're happy to have JR close by and Chris close by because we got 2 levels of expertise, and then the third piece to the puzzle is Casey. So he'll be around, and if you ever need anything on your guitar, he's the guy to go to. So the special guests, Josh, John, and Casey, they're around. So they're my guys.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Okay, so the recap is 36-month financing, 48-month on Builder's Edition only.
Yep.
Get one, gift one for any 200 series and above purchase.
And really good deals on select guitars. So
There you go.
Seriously, you want something, we'll make it happen. We've got some of our sales staff here if you guys want to put your hands up. So there's Blake and
where's David?
Gary and David, and the rest of us will be kind of milling around too. So if you have questions, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go right over here to the other side of the store,
To the
and we're
Taylor
really
room.
excited about this. Yeah, so we've had a recent. We'll take a straw poll at the end of the evening. We had a recent renovation by 2 excellent guitar companies, and Martin did one side of the room.
We don't need to do this.
And Taylor did the other side of the room, and it looks phenomenal, and I'm really excited about it. So I hope you guys enjoy our new spread over there and all the cool stuff.
Let's go. All right, don't be shy.